The Romance languages, there are some things that make Italian slightly strange, and in this video, that's kind of a supplement to a previous video we did. I want to explain what I'm talking about here. So, in a previous video, we spoke about how the conditional and the future tenses in all the Romance languages follow a very simple model. They're essentially the infinitive of any given verb plus the conjugated form of the auxiliary verb that derives from habere, avoir in French, avere in Italian, etc. If you need a recap, you can just go check that video to get an idea of what I'm talking about. Well, you may have noticed, and I did mention it in the video, that Italian is slightly different because in Italian, you don't keep the infinitive as it originally was. I mean, let me give you an example. In Spanish, if I were to say that you will look, I use the future for buscar, it's buscarás. And if I say that we should look, I would say buscaríamos. The conditional and the future there preserve the infinitive buscar intact perfectly. But for example, the future of I will speak, parlare in Italian, is parlerò. Why is it not parlarò? Well, to understand that, we need to understand that Italian as we speak it today is principally derived from the Tuscan dialect that Dante and Boccaccio wrote in, and then that was worked on, standardized and formalized by late authors like Pietro Bembo and Alessandro Manzoni more recently. And Tuscan has some particular phonetic peculiarities. To use a technical term, the Tuscan ear does not like atonic interconsonant vowels. What I mean by that is anything atonic is something that isn't stressed, right? In the example of parlare, the first A is not stressed. If it were, it would be parlare, but we actually say parlare, right? The second A is stressed. Now, the problem, however, is that if you add the auxiliary o to that and you make it parlarò, you can see that the stress shifts across. Whereas initially with just parlare, the second a is stressed. In parlarò, the first a and the ending vowel o are stressed. If it weren't, it would be parlarò. And that also just sounds super weird in Italian. So by adding the auxiliary verb to the end, we change the stress pattern of the whole word. And what Tuscan speakers tended to do, and they may even still do it, I'm not really informed about that, but for reasons that I'm not entirely certain of, Tuscan speakers palatalized atonic interconsonantal vowels. To make that a little less technical, when you palatalize something, you pronounce it closer to the center of your mouth. It's kind of what distinguishes win from wine in English. Say both of those words and notice where you pronounce the I sound. In wine, your tongue is slightly further back. And so that's what's happening with parlare. When it becomes parlarò, that sound is so uncomfortable to Tuscan speakers that they palatalize that second A. So parlarò becomes parlerò. Now you might be asking why I'm going on this massive, highly technical digression. Firstly, I think it's interesting. It can help you understand how Italian works. But there's actually another reason, because there's something that's on your plate, well, I hope that it's regularly on your plate, that's subject to this change. And that's the most famous style of pizza, Margherita. Now in English, I would say Margarita for a whole variety of reasons that are particular to English, but you'll notice that it's not like the name Margarita, it's actually Margherita. Well, that follows the same process. That second A is between two consonants and it's atonic. It's not Margarita, but Margarita. And for that reason, that pizza is now pronounced Margherita. Margherita is how we refer to the pizza in Italian. And it's also why it's spelled M-A-R-G-H-E-R-I-T-A as opposed to simply M-A-R-G-A-R-I-T-A. I hope that you found that interesting, and I hope that that helps clarify a little bit, not only how you speak Italian, but why the menu at your local pizzeria has certain items written the way that they are. Anyway, I'm going to leave you for now with that. And thank you very much for watching. And for now, I will say arrivederci.